What's going on, collectors? Welcome into Ross Loves Cards. Today, I'm going to talk about the subject of grading. There's been a lot of talk going on the past week or so about SGC and its future. I think the first video I seen was Greg at Midlife Cards talking about this, about an interview he watched. Then later on that afternoon, I seen Sammy Thunder posted a video. And I got to thinking, and I'm sure other people have too, why did we hear about this information right now? Coming out, is it because the Nationals is coming up? The National is coming up, and they're wanting to get that information out before then of what's going on over there. I think the real reason that all this happened is because I made the decision to buy my first SGC card. Always seems whenever I decide to do something, something possibly negative comes out about it that week. Whether it's buying a car or whatever. I'm just partially kidding, but I did buy this the Saturday before last. It is an Exhibits Preacher Row card. And you know what? I liked it so well, I bought another one. I've got Joe Black, a 53 Joe Black. First black pitcher to win a World Series game. And not only that, I bought another card. I've got it. Well, I'm waiting on it in the mail. But before last Saturday before last, I've always bought PSA. It was a PSA homer. Why was I a PSA homer? Because the first graded card I bought was a PSA. And I'm not one, once I start something, I don't like to vary from it. What I eat, I eat the same thing every day, probably 90% of the time. I'm talking, same food, same time of day. I like things simple, and I just stick with it. But sometimes I do switch on things, and I'm just considering going from PSA to SGC, one of them. Now, I'm not going completely SGC. I've bought 3 SGC cards over the past week, and I've probably bought 3 or 4 PSA cards. So what I'm going to start doing with my graded cards, and that's mainly what I buy, my graded cards, I'm going to just buy whichever one I like the best. I like PSA, I like SGC. I still trust them both. I'm not planning on selling them anytime soon. And if the card looks better in one than the other, that's the way I'll go. Look for the best deal for the best card. As people say, buy the card, not the grade. I do want to say, I'm not one of those people that, try to take one camp or the other. When I was in PSA only, well, like I said, my reason was because that's what I first had. I know that may not be the best reasoning, but that's just the way I went with it. But, there's a lot of people that say, well, this is better, that's better. A lot of controversy, Who's to say what's better? If somebody likes it, good for them. We don't always have to convince people why they are wrong. Recently, it was today, I seen a video come out by not a guy that I watched his videos before that I know of, and I won't watch him again now that I watched it. And I'm not going to say who it is, but reading the title of it seemed kind of controversial to me. And I thought, nope, I'm not gonna watch it. Well, you know what? I just got ahead of myself, and I went ahead and clicked the button and watched it. And I tell you what, I got frustrated with it. I was looking at the comments. Comments frustrated me, what people was saying, and I thought, Ross, you know what? I tell this to people all the time. I heard this from Dr. John Deloney. He's with the Dave Ramsey group. He told somebody on a phone call one time when he's on the Dave Ramsey show. He said, well, you can be right or you can be happy. And when he said that, I thought, you know what, that is true. I can hear stuff that I don't agree with and stuff that I don't like, but you know what? If I don't like it, somebody else can like it, and that's okay. I don't have to convince them to my way of thinking. So on grading, I would say, if somebody likes Beckett better than everything, well, good for them. That doesn't affect you any. We don't have to teach them otherwise. I may start buying some Beckett's. Like I said, I like these SGCs so much, I may try all sorts of grading companies. If somebody wants to start a grading company, a YouTuber, I wouldn't mind, doing business with them. But however people want to collect, that's all right with me. Yesterday, I was watching Sports Cards Live with Jeremy Lee, and Double D Vintage Dylan wrote a comment in there, and I screenshot it and I actually wrote it down on paper when it was talking about what slabs that you was buying stuff in. And Dylan said, I will say this, I don't care what slabs my cards are in. And, after hearing that and thinking about me, that's kind of the point where I've transitioned from. I don't care what slabs my cards are in now. I do like graded cards. I like the extra protection, I don't have to be nervous about me messing stuff up, putting in them. They seem to be pretty good at it. The ones I've bought, they are. So I do like graded slabs. I like the looks of them. I like the storability. The SGC slabs are a little bit bigger, but they still fit in my graded shoe boxes. So I do like that. But I'm to the point to, past that, I really don't care what slabs my cards are in. Whether it's PSA, CGC, SGC, whatever initials you want to throw out. Just as long as I have the card and, I like the card, that's what matters. I have heard some people say, well, you should buy the grade and not the card. I've heard a lot of people, especially in the vintage, say, well, you should buy the card and not the grade. I tend to think that you should buy the card and not the grade. We're not buying the plastic and the labeling around. And but I just want to show an example of that. I know people say there's differences in grading. Graders aren't consistent. PSA is not even consistent with PSAs. You've got your old slabs and your new slabs. And I'm about to become a believer in that. First, I want to show you, I've got two pink 1959 cards. First, I want to show you Bill Verdon. Okay? This card is graded as a 6. It's a decent looking card. It's centered. It's pink enough, I guess. It's got a mark here and got some black specks on it. You probably can't see it with my camera skills or my ability to hold it still. But I really like this card. Like I said, it is a PSA 6. This Carl Erskine is a PSA 4. It's well centered. Doesn't have any surface marks. Doesn't have any scuffs on it that I can see. Corners are pretty good on all of them. 2 of them may be a little bit questionable, but with your eye, you can't see it unless, you really look for it. This, to me, is a lot better card than this one. I don't know if you guys can see the difference in that. I'm not trying to do camera tricks. If I could actually flip my phone around, I would. I tried that yesterday, and my sound wouldn't come through. I don't know what's wrong with my phone when I put it through iMovie. But anyways, you don't need to know about that. So you're just having to look at it the best I can here. But this Carl Erskine's a 4. Bill Verdon's a 6. Corners are probably better on Verdon. Outside edges of the cards better on Erskine. If these cards were the same grade, I'd still say, well, this is a lot better looking card. The back's probably better on the Erskine too. This one is an old one. It does have a higher grade. I believe it's a lesser card. But anyways, below. Tell me what you think on these two. If the color's the same, saying, Ross, you're crazy. Can't believe you think that one's undergraded and the other one's overgraded. If these two things were swapped, I'd be really happy. I'm really happy with them now. I mean, I bought both of them how I thought I should. So it doesn't matter to me. I'm not running down my cards, so I don't want you to be thinking that. But I think this card's a lot better than this card. This card's graded a lot better than this one. So if you're supposed to be buying the grade and not the card, you might have some uglier looking cards. Or maybe I'm crazy. I've been accused of that before too. But I just want to say, whatever grade you're collecting, whatever grade, whatever label you're collecting, grading company, be happy with that. Be happy with other people who collect something different. If we all had the same collections, it'd be kind of a boring YouTube space. I'd still watch it if everybody had a collection just like mine, but I wouldn't see as near as cool stuff though. But I hope you all are out there collecting what grading companies you like, collecting raw cards, collecting pinhole cards. Whatever trips your trigger, I hope you're out there experiencing it. Thank you all for listening and hope you listen to the next one. We'll see you.